Yep, I've just got the recording happening, and now what I will do is I will share my screen if I can. Okay. Okay, can you all see my screen there now? Probably can all see my emails. Let me just bring up the presentation. Can you all see the presentation there now? A thumb up if you can. Great. Well, welcome everyone to, I think this is our third or maybe our fourth official Ariix Live. We're sorry for the short notice on this one, but with Deanna's tour, we got out of sync. If you want to put it in your diaries, it'll always be the first and third Monday of every month moving forward. And it's really great to be able to communicate and recognise and do some fun things. So you can all see the screen, the transform word. You can't see the people on the right-hand side. Only I can see that, I hope. Yes or no? Okay. So, yep, Ariix Live Australia. What we'd like to do is, I don't think that that Ella is on at the moment. She's firing up her computer. She tells me in a text message. So what I might do is just get... Oh, great. So what I'll do is I'll get Ella and Savannah to take us through our recognition. So first ones are our supervisors, guys.
Hey, Jim, isn't Emma doing it?
No, it was Ella and Emma.
Yeah, that's right. It's Savannah.
All right, so supervisor, we've got Rebecca Mason from South Australia. You can read the next one, Ems.
Oh, sorry, I thought we were doing a screen. Sorry, guys.
She's a rookie. She's a rookie. This is her first time, so she doesn't know that we do every other name.
Sorry. Debbie Lemon from WA, well done. Congratulations.
Good on you, Debbie.
And Tanya Key from New South Wales. Well done.
Terrific. Now we get to our senior supervisors. And remember, these are all the people that have ranked up just since our last call.
So senior supervisor, Lisa Langley from Queensland.
Good on you, Lisa. Well done.
And
Rosetta Mayolo from Victoria. Well done, Rosetta.
Good job. Now our managers.
We've got Teasy Mills. I think I've got it right. From Queensland. Well done.
Congratulations. I would have said Tezza, but yeah.
Tezza.
Directors, now we're starting to get to the pointy end, to the part of the company where people are really starting to enjoy some of the benefits. Go ahead, guys.
So we've got Josephine Proceda or Josie Proceda from Victoria. Well done, Josie.
Well done.
VP.
And Vice President Suzanne Dorrington from Tasmania.
Good
well
on
done,
Suzanne. Some of you may have seen the call that we did to Suzanne. So when you hit the rank of Vice President, we like to get the partner support team together. We put on some crazy music. We ring them over the phone and they wonder what the heck's going on. And then I come in and congratulate them on being Vice President. And we've had the good fortune of doing that a few times now. And it's a lot of fun and they really, really appreciate it. But, Sue has done that pretty much on her own down in Tasmania. We would have loved to have done the Slender Eyes Challenge down there in Australia, but unfortunately, their local state laws prohibit that, and we have to, of course, we have to be compliant. So, what we'd like to do, Jules, before we get to you, is there's some other people we'd like to recognise, and I've got them here in another presentation. So recently, for those of you who didn't have the opportunity to attend the tour with Deanna, is some time ago we reached out to different people in the company and asked them to nominate people who were, the quiet behind the scenes type people who go above and beyond to contribute to the Ariix family and to help us all feel valued and appreciated and helping us grow and educate us. And just in case, the people in the Brisbane meeting would have seen who we recognised in Brisbane and Sydney and so on. But I just thought I'd quickly go through and talk about those who received Spirit Awards all over the country. So in Melbourne, we have the lovely Jodie Spinks, just a really, really super great person, willing to help anybody on their Ariix journey, not just limited or restricted to her team, just a great person and support. In Brisbane, we had the lovely Monique Garvey, who also hosted the event in Brisbane, but she has had a fantastic transformation and is one of the stalwarts up here in Brisbane and is always supporting. There's a team or a group of people, of which Jules is one, and Deb is another, and Michael, and they meet every week or every couple of weeks in Paddington, and Monique is just a wonderful contributor in helping everybody grow in their knowledge. And of course, then there's the lovely Heather Pointer as well in Brisbane. And every time I talk to this woman, I learn something. For example, today, I learned that she's actually on the Skincare Council. Now, I suppose as the general manager, I should have known that, but I didn't. We're super excited to have Heather be our guest speaker on our next call. She has a wealth of experience. We're actually launching a new product on our next call, so that'll be exciting, and we'll be able to get Heather to share with us her knowledge and experience on that. In Lismore, we had the lovely Nikki Hill. We had a great group of people in Lismore, and Nikki is another one of those people who will reach out and help anybody. She's very supportive across social media, and we really love her for what she does. In Ballina, we unfortunately didn't get to present this award, but I wanted to recognise her here tonight. This is Christy Connell, and Christy Connell is still working in the healthcare industry. She's a theatre nurse or a senior supervisor, theatre nurse, and unfortunately on the weekend that Deanna was out here and we were down in the Northern Rivers, she had one of those shifts that you sometimes get as a theatre manager that went well into the early hours of the morning. So she couldn't make it. She couldn't get to the meeting. But we love her for all that she does, the knowledge that she shares. Anybody can reach out to Christy and she'll share her knowledge. New South Wales and the Central Coast, Renee Jenkinson, again, a terrific lady. We recognised her in the Central Coast meeting, I do believe, and she makes a tremendous contribution. It was probably our first time, really, that we went to the Central Coast. We've got a couple of really good leaders down there in AK and Paula, and they have great teams that are supporting them, and Renee is part of their, management group, I suppose, and she was fantastic, and we were thrilled with the numbers that we got there. So another one of those team players. And then we went to beautiful Traralgon. We had our meeting in turn of the century sort of movie theatre that's been converted, and the amazing Remy. And Remy is one of those bright lights of the rising generation, I like to call it. She's just one of these young, youthful people that are totally embracing Ariix, our products, our culture, really, really promotes the community. For those of you who don't know, Traralgon is a regional city. So I guess in, Queensland, the equivalent would be Toowoomba. New South Wales, it'd be like going to like Bathurst or, one of those smaller regional centres. We had a phenomenal crowd there, and Remy's just one of those people, again, doesn't matter what team you're in, whether you're a former Nucerity person or a former Ariix person, she'll help and reach out and answer, and does a great job of supporting the community spirit down there. And then in Perth, this lovely lady, Lisa Colback, she supports every Ariix event that we put on. And she actually lives down in Albany. So every time we put an event on in Perth, she drives 4.5 hours to come up and attend. And she doesn't just come up by herself, she comes up with a team of people. So on our next tour, whether I can do it with Ian when he comes out here in a couple of months, or with one of the other owners, I will make the commitment to Lisa that if she gets a group of people to come, we will actually include Albany, just like we have the Central Coast or Newcastle in other states. She's a lovely, lovely lady. And then we actually did 2 awards in Perth, like we did in Brisbane, and this lovely lady, Karen Lech, again, just one of those people that were nominated by her peers. All of these awards are nominated by peers or fellow Ariix people. This isn't Jimbo's awards, or it isn't, anybody else's award. This is nominated by their peers. Karen has a wonderful story, fantastic transformation story, if you want to look her up on Facebook. She's a single mum. She has her own business, runs a gym, and I think at last count, she had about 280 people on the Slenderized drops, working with them and helping them change their life. So we do have some amazing people in our group, and we just wanted to recognise these people on the most recent tour with the Spirit of Ariix Award. So I hope you found that informative. Also, you might see him there in the window. Today was really Yen Cheng's first official day. I posted this on Facebook. He's our new partner support person. Yen Cheng has been brought on specifically to help us with our Chinese program. You might not know, but for Ariix globally, China is our biggest market in the world. And I'm telling you, Australia's not far behind, really. We're in number 3 or number 4, depending on the type of month we have and what promotions we have. And so a lot of the leaders in China have people down here in Australia that, they are wanting to join the Ariix family. And so Yang Cheng has been brought on to be the go-to person for them if they feel more comfortable speaking in Mandarin. But he also speaks fantastic English. He's a super talented guy, a little bit like Emma and Savannah, where they owned and operated their own business in the past, so comes with experience. Has been living in New Zealand for 20 years and recently moved within the last year over to Australia. So we're really lucky to have him. And Yan Chen, if you want to just unmute yourself there for 2 seconds and say a couple of things to the team, I'll unmute you.
See you guys. Nice to see you guys. And I just come to Australia for like 3 months, and very happy to work in Ariix with Jimbo and the team. Thank you.
Good on you, buddy. We're glad to have you, and we really look forward to you growing with us. And I've had some great feedback late this afternoon from a couple of people that spoke to you as well and commented about how nice you were. So that's amazing. I do have a great team. I don't know whether I publicly thank them enough, but one of the most flattering things or grateful things I ever heard was when one of our leaders said to me, Jimbo, you know what I like about your partner support team is I can refer my people to them with any sorts of issues that they have with the back office, with the orders, with their credit cards, with their deliveries, and I'm now free to focus on building and growing my business. And that's the whole reason why the owners have invested in an office and a partner support team and a general manager here in Australia. So I publicly want to thank all my team. Okay, now it's time to introduce the lovely Jules, and she will be our guest speaker tonight. And as you know, we have a guest speaker on every one of these calls. I first heard Jules at the very first distributor meeting that I was invited to attend as the general manager. And it was a week after our Transform event in Perth last year. And what Jimbo does with the team is we have a pool of people that we have got a list together that we would love to have present and talk and share. And I heard Jules give a presentation at that very first meeting, came back and said to Ella, put Jules on our list of keynote speakers to invite. She is a lovely Ariix team person. I've been to 2 of those meetings now in Paddington, and the amount of time that she spends after the meetings talking with people, asking questions, it's, people mightn't think you notice, but I tend to notice those sorts of things. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to unmute, I basically unshare my screen, I think, and then bring Jules on and she can present. So just give me 2 seconds while I do this. And Jules, there you are. And I think if I double click on you, Jules, you should be the keynote speaker. Just give me 2 seconds. Spotlight video. Oh. There you go. Now everybody can see you.
Goodness. Okay. So Jimbo, are you asking me some questions?
Yes. So what?
That's how I thought it was going to go.
Yeah. So what we thought we'd do with Jules is Jules has a number of she has quite a few of in her team that have decided to participate in the Slender Ice Challenge. And by the way, the response to the Slender Ice Challenge has been really, really good. As a matter of fact, a few people had sort of difficulty logging in and putting all their information in. It was taking a long time to upload because of the influx of people. And so Jules is going to tell us a little bit about how she got her team together and how they're championing this competition and some of the things that they're going to do to enhance her teams. She's also going to talk about a couple of the products and how she thinks that they'll benefit the team members. So can you tell us, Jules, a little bit about what you and your team are doing for the challenge?
Okay. Well, thank you. Thanks for the opportunity, everyone, for allowing me to have my 5 minutes to speak with you all. I do really, really appreciate that. It really is just constant communication for us. We utilize our Facebook group and everyone that is a part of the team or has ever heard me speak, that really the Facebook group, we have to be continually pouring our love and energy into it because that's where all of our prospects are. And so for us, it was going back to anybody that was on our page, a prospect that had not necessarily yet committed to having a transformation. It was really to continue the conversation with them. So maybe at that point, they hadn't seen anything to make them want to go forward and have their transformation, but maybe for them, the opportunity to get one of these packs at a reduced price and the opportunity to potentially go to Hong Kong or win a cash prize was going to be enough that we could leverage from that and get them to commit to transforming their health and potentially winning some prizes along the way. So we just started by reaching down deep, looking at anyone that we had added to our prospect page and anyone that we know that we've had conversations with, and just reaching out and continuing the conversation and seeing where they're at and seeing if they're now ready. So that's how we're doing it. Continual process. Lives into the page will be happening, posts into the page announcing it, and just continuously just adding value as much as we can to our prospects to make sure that we're giving them the opportunity to say yes to a health transformation.
Awesome. And so one of the things, Jules, people find difficult is, how to talk to people or how to invite people. One of the reasons why we're doing the challenge now is to, as a great way for, like, how do I tell my friend that I'm in this great business called Ariix? Yeah. And so the competition serves as a really good vehicle to say, hey, do you want to come in this program with me? Have you had people in your group that have taken that approach? Yeah,
well, we're all definitely product of the product. So we're, always constantly using the products, talking about the products wherever we can, getting as many people that we know, like in our from our list onto our testimonial page, utilizing the third party as best we can. So yeah, it really is just about reaching out to those people and starting the conversation. The initial conversation may not have anything to do with the competition, and it may not have anything to do with just the weight loss. It could just be, or the drops. It could just be starting the conversation and, hey, what are you up to? Yeah. And the conversation will flow from there. And then, of course, then you can lead in once you started to build up that rapport. It's not something we generally always lead with if it's not appropriate, because we need to start building up that relationship, especially if we haven't been in contact with these people for a while. And what we do is, as soon as we can, we take it from Messenger or from text straight to voice. So whether that be voice messages via Messenger or, like FaceTime or three-way chats, because getting, we may not be face-to-face with these people, but as soon as we can get that personal connection, it just increases the likelihood they're going to say yes to wanting to go on a page, or yes to wanting a link, or yes to wanting to hear more about our transformation.
Yeah, I think that's a pretty valid point that you raise is, we've got people within our company that are traditional network marketers, where it's all based around, every Tuesday night we have a meeting, come along. Yeah. And then at the other end of the spectrum, we've got people who are a little bit more social media savvy, and it's all about, having a presence. And I have found that the most successful is when you can get those two to marry up. So what's been your experience with, say, somebody who sort of starts interacting online to how soon afterwards, or, how soon before you actually make the personal connection?
Yeah. So most people in Brisbane know that my team is everywhere but Brisbane. So for me, it is utilising all forms of social media and Zooms and FaceTime and three-way conversations and three-way calls as best as I can. And but we do a combination of everything. If there's an event, we go to it. Tuesday nights, if they're available, and we can invite guests. And of course, we're going to utilise whatever is available to us and is appropriate for that person. It really is just, if you can get those conversations face-to-face, whether that even means by utilizing technology like what we're doing right now, it's just about engagement and kind of seeing where they're at and what invitation's going to come next, whether that be links, the Facebook group, coming along to a meeting for a coffee. We utilize everything because I believe that there is opportunity for all of it.
Great. And so how many, do you know offhand, how many from your group are keen to take on the challenge?
I think we're all keen to take on the challenge. It was just that some of us have already had our transformations, but we're still keen to probably keep going. So I don't have final numbers, but we're constantly communicating about it. So sorry, I can't answer that one
directly
because we've still got a couple of days, right? So we're still
correct. Yeah. And we notice as it gets closer to the deadline, the activity increases. There's and if you can, in the last few minutes, tell us of the products that we are offering in the challenge. Share with us a little bit about your knowledge of the products, maybe the 2 or 3 that you like the most, or why you like them, or why they'd be good for a challenge like this.
Yeah, well, I guess this whole process since we first got the Ariix products has been an evolution for us, both in terms of our experience with them, our experience in how we talk to them with the customers, and the results that we've seen. And as we got more and more products, it became apparent to us that it isn't just always straight away go the drops, go the drops, go the drops. People really do need to, and this is just the tagline that we use. From just the education that we get from the wider community and Pam and Tony and everybody else, is that it seems that you have to detox first. So we start with what we call detoxing, so the Restorex, and then we go all about restoring, so utilizing all of the supplementation that you can get into different packs, but that can also mean these products. So we want to restore gut health, we want to increase cellular nutrition. So we're all about starting off with the detoxing first, then we go into the restoration of cellular health and cellular nutrition, and as Deanna really well, she explained to me, and that was just a really light bulb moment, was that oh, thank you, Pam, you got me off topic. Was that, sometimes when we were eating junk food, we could chow down on Macca's or KFC or whatever it was, and we could feel full in our stomach, but then really quickly our brain was telling us that we're hungry because our cells were not satisfied. So that really has led us to want to do more and more research, and what we put on the page is really about cellular nutrition and why that is so important. So we're massive on getting them to detox first, and then we go straight into cellular nutrition, making sure they're getting all of the supplementation that they need, and then we go into resetting, which is resetting with the drops. As you know, it's hormonal reset. We need to get to the core of the issue. If it was just all about reducing calories and exercise, none of us would be here. None of us would have yo-yo dieted for the last 35 years. None of us would have we'd all be not having this conversation. So that's really our focus, and I love both pack options. I think they're amazing. They come in at a price point that, for a customer who hasn't had any sort of experience or is aware of our price point of any of the products, I think that they're incredible. So as an entry point, forgotten the name of the pack, the starter weight loss pack, and the only thing I don't have is the Magna Cal D, but I think that is the perfect combination. They can start with the with the detox, they can start with the restoring with the Magna Cal, with the Rejuvenex, increasing their energy. And what else did they get? Magna Cal, Restorex, and then they got their drop. So that there is a mini, detox, restore, reset. Or if you've got that person that sees a longer term vision and has the potential to want to invest in perhaps more than 1 month, and they're looking at a 2-month option, well, the Go for Gold, man, that is incredible value. You're getting 2 lots of these, you're getting 2 lots of drops. So you could even do it with somebody. It could be fun to transform your life with somebody and monitor each other's progress. So the packs are great. It's all about the detox, restore, reset.
One of the things I'm really looking forward to is getting a pool of new people that have transformation stories. Now, you raised a couple of really good points there. So I'm talking from personal experience. We've nicknamed this the Beat Jimbo promotion, as you know. And because I have been like, and I don't mind if people record this and share this with their friends, I'm going to probably share some personal information that may upset or shock a few people, but you know, I was your typical meat and potatoes type bloke. If I told you what my diet was, particularly when I had my own business, you would be mortified. But here's a couple of things that I've discovered in my wellness journey, and I'm not just talking about, you know, since joining Ariix, but what happens is that, you know, as people, we develop addictions. Some have addictions to food, to alcohol. Some have addictions to drugs. And an addiction that's very rarely spoken about is a food addiction. And Deanna shared her story beautifully on tour. So I'm driving around the car with Deanna, and it was a life-changing experience for me. But, you know, there are certain senses and sensory, you know, experiences that we have in our body that tells you that at 10 o'clock, it's time for a Coke or a Mars bar. And at 3 o'clock, it's time to smash a meat pie. And we just get these things, not that my addictions were ever that big, but what I have found, and I have been on the program now for 12 days, and my team in the office have kind of watched me do it as well. I used to come out and say to the team, right, what are we having for lunch today? You know what I mean? And they particularly... well, all of them, but particularly Emma and Savannah would give me a really hard time, say you shouldn't be eating this and you shouldn't be eating that. So when you talk about the detoxing and stuff there, I was having a fantastic conversation with somebody else today who was also going on the program, and they said, Jimbo, we went out to dinner last night and I ate this and I ate that and I ate this in preparation for the challenge. And I thought, good on you. But, yeah, really important to detox. And then one of the things that I love about the drops in particular is that it cuts out those cravings. A lot of us that, you know, start on a program, I hate to use the term diet because this is not a diet, this is a slenderized program. We, you know, those food addictions kick in, and, we, you know, at 10 o'clock we want this, you know, at 3 o'clock we want that. Since I've started using the drops, it's cut down all of those types of addictions and cravings. I think cravings is probably the better word for it. And as I was sharing in my Facebook post the other day, and the thing I love about what you've done with your team is you've now got this group together so that there's a sort of accountability. You know, Jimbo, how did you go this week? So every day I have to WhatsApp Deanna Latson what I've eaten during the day, and then she will say, yep, good, or no, that's got too much glycemic index, you shouldn't be doing that. I share with you a funny story. So obviously what I have to do is pretty dramatic because you all know me and you all see my size and so on. We were driving along in the car and I got a bottle of water and I opened the bottle of water and I was drinking the water, and Deanna said, is that sparkling water? And I said, yeah, sparkling water. She said, no sparkling water for you. She said, and she explained the reasons why, and I won't go into it now, but having that accountability, having this little community that you've put together is fantastic. And here's an important thing I'd like everybody to think of when they're going into this challenge is that those of us who have been on diets or programs and stuff in the past, when we first start, it's fantastic. You know, almost invariably you'll lose 2 or 3 kilos if you're technically morbidly obese like me, and you think, this is great, fantastic, yeah, I knew this. And then your second or third week, something happens and you plateau. And then straight away we all think, oh no, I knew it wouldn't work. And then you go out and smash a packet of Tim Tams or whatever the addiction is. You know what I mean? The great thing about this program is I don't have those addictions. And for example, I've been on it, like I said, 12, 14 days now, and I weigh myself once a week. And I was actually a bit down yesterday before I did my drilling a new hole in my belt Facebook post that you might have all seen, because I actually that week I didn't lose any weight, maybe 500 grams if I was lucky. I just think the there was a seismic shift in my bathroom and the scales aren't level anymore. Maybe that's the argument I'm using. But it's really important to understand that when you do this program, there will be weeks where you won't lose weight, and don't get despondent, because on the day that I didn't lose weight, and the team will tell you when I came into the office and, you know, it looked like I had a Adam's family cloud over my head, you know, when I got to make my video and drill the new hole in my belt, I realized that I'm actually losing real estate. So as I increase my physical activity and all of that sort of stuff, and now I'm back on the bike after breaking my toe in a stack earlier on, what's happening is I'm toning up, and your muscles will always weigh better than fat. So it's not a weight loss program. It's a transformation program, and I really hope people will get the gist of that. And I'm glad that you raised the point of the packs, because what we wanted to do was we wanted to have a pack for all those great people who I know would already have the power boost and would already have, you know, greens and other things. So we wanted an entry pack there for those people. And then we wanted to have a pack that would be a complete pack for, you know, people to come in. And Savannah is actually going to talk to us a little bit in a minute about the packs and what why they're so good and how they can benefit you. So yeah, thank you very much, Jules. That's awesome. We look forward to seeing how your team and stuff goes, and maybe I'll come to Paddington a week or two into the challenge and get to meet some of your people who are doing the program or talking to them online. Perfect. We'd love for people to share their experience with us on Facebook, and I don't know whether I nickname him Big Dan, is on this call, but some of you who have seen Dan's post on Facebook, he is so excited about doing this challenge. And so he and I, because we're similar type of guys and similar makeup and similar build, he's a young father, I'm really looking forward to having like little Facebook messages with him, you know, how did you go this week, buddy? I'm doing this or I'm doing that. And so, yes, I'm, you know, excited that people will be buying product and stuff like that, but I'm more excited about the feeling of community that we're going to get as we all share and encourage and talk to people. So thanks for that, Jules. Anything else you'd like to add? Or
no, look, the products are amazing. I mean, the drops are fantastic. We know that they work, but really that it is a complete program, like you said, and to incorporate the rest of the products as well to get the best that you can possibly get with good cellular nutrition.
Yeah. So yeah, fantastic. Thank you so much. Let me just see if I can bring my screen back up again, and I will get Savannah to talk a little bit about, you know, what's left and what's to do with the challenge. Savannah, are you online? Do I have to unmute you? There you are.
I'm here.
You're kind of in the dark, mate. We can just see the outline of you.
Can you see me? I'm in the car, that's why.
Okay. Yep, go ahead.
Okay, hello everyone. I hope everyone's having a lovely evening. I'm so excited to go home and eat some dinner. I'm so hungry. But while I've got everyone online, and I guess this is a good way that we can all sort of get on the same page and understand about the challenge. And like Jim said, it's not a weight loss challenge, it's a transformation challenge. And, you know, personally, I believe these challenges and these transformation stories are so truly inspiring. It blows my mind. And since being with the company, yeah, like I said, it blows my mind, honestly. And I honestly cannot wait to see everyone's transformation stories from, you know, the next 8 weeks that we're going to cover. So basically on the screen that you can see here is a key dates of the challenge, really. So at the moment we're in our registration period. So this will go until Sunday evening, 12 p.m. So this gives you time to register for the competition. So in that time, you can buy your pack to enter into the competition. Go online onto the Slenderize Challenge website, put in all your details, and pretty much you're in the competition ready to go. Please, I cannot stress enough, please do read the rules. Each week you will need to update and post about your transformation story and let us know how you're going. This gives us an idea of how everyone's traveling, and like Jim said, we can personally speak to you and understand your story and see how it's changing your life, and not just your life, but your family, your career, your, you know, just your everyday living, your mental health, and just, you know, most importantly, your just overall health. So the contest will run from the 8th of April until the 3rd of June. So this is when the most important part of the competition is, I guess. This is where you'll notice things to start change with your body. So like Jimbo said, your real estate, and you'll start to notice a little difference, you know, depending what your goal weight is. And if you don't achieve it, don't beat yourself up over it. That's something very important to remember, is to not beat yourself up over if you don't reach your goal weight. You know, you did your best, you tried your hardest. There's no reason to beat yourself up over it. Even if you don't lose the right amount of weight that you want to, you know, you still got to remind yourself that, hey, I did the best that I could. And then obviously in June as well, we'll have our final submission period. So that's when you enter in all your after details, you put in your after weight, your after photos, you put in your final transformation story. And then from there, the team here in Australia, we will obviously pick a winner and announce the winner and recognise them. There is a lot of great prizes, and I cannot stress this enough. The grand prize is a trip to Hong Kong. My Lord, if I could win a trip to Hong Kong, I'd be so in on the challenge, but unfortunately I can't enter it. Also, there's the dollar value prizes. So first place will receive $750, second prize will receive $500, and third prize will receive $250. Following on from that, 4th to 10th place will win a product prize valued at 100 points. So there's definitely benefits for you to enter. There's definitely the rewards for you at the end. And really, we can't wait to see everyone's transformation stories. Oh, you've lost me. Hang on. My light's gone off.
That's okay. We can still hear you.
Can still hear me. So the packs, as Jules said, they are great value for money. These have been designed by the team over in the US, obviously to try and, you know, cater for everyone. And the products in these packs work 100%. I cannot stress that enough. They work. These things are like God's gift. I have no other words to explain it. So basically, these 2 packs will give you, will make you eligible to enter the competition. So the starter weight loss pack, you have a set of drops. You have Magnecal D, Restorix, and Rejuvenex in the pack. Okay, so this has a value of 200 PV. This is ideal for potential customers that you have that are sitting on the fence at the moment going, I don't know, do I want to try the products, do I not want to? This is a great way for you to bring on board customers. You know, their 200 points is their activation order. They get the activation order, they're a customer, and they also get access to the challenge. You know, so you're sort of killing 2 birds with 1 stone, as some people would say. So you're gaining customers, and they're also getting to enter a challenge that, to be honest with you, could be the only one for the year. We don't know if we're going to do another one this year. So this is a great start for them. And then obviously you've got your Go for Gold weight loss pack. So in here, this is also ideal for, you know, potentially a new rep that wants to come on board at a business level. This is their business level entry at 500 PV. In there, you get all of your supplements. So your Optimal V, your Optimal M, your Magnecal D, your Restorix, your Omega Q, and then you get to your Pure Nourish, your Giving Greens, your Elite, your Power Boost, and then also you get 2 sets of drops. And as Jules did mention, that this, you know, if it's too much for one person, you know, why not share it with another person? Why not share the experience with another person? It could be your partner, it could be your best friend, it could be your sister, your brother, you know, even your child. I mean, you know, these packs are like, they are great value for money, and they honestly, you know, these are the key to success. So if you haven't already and you're sitting on the fence at the moment and you're like, oh, I'm not too sure if I want to do it, give it a go. What have you got to lose, honestly? Like, what have you got to lose from not entering it? You probably get halfway through and see everyone's transformation stories and goes, gosh, I wish I did that challenge. So if you're sitting on the fence, if you want to have a chat to us, give the AU's partner support a call and we'll be more than happy to talk you through it. You need some more advice, reach out to your leaders, speak to your leaders. And if you're just waiting for that kick up the butt, well, I'm giving it to you right now. So stop sitting around and waiting for it. And you've got to remember, guys, that we need to beat Jimbo.
Yeah,
we have to beat Jimbo on this challenge.
That is true. No pressure. Look, I just want to publicly thank Savannah for putting this program together for us. She's done it pretty much single-handedly, back and forth with the US. We've been formulating this program for about 2.5 months. And there was a lot of work that went into it behind the scenes, all the programming for the code. We wanted it to be as automated as possible. As I shared earlier, we are also bound by the laws of Australia and the laws surrounding competitions and lotteries act. It's called something different in every state. So we had to make sure that we had a process that was auditable so that, for example, a person shared with me that they've gone in a competition like this before and the person who won lost less weight than them, for example. So we needed to make sure that the process was audible, that everybody was given the opportunity. That's why we have the 2 prizes. We have the weight loss prize and the body fat percentage prize. We had to make sure all the programming and code was correct. And Savannah has liaised with the team in the United States almost single-handedly as I was traveling around the country with Deanna and so on. I also chose Savannah because a lot of you don't know this, and I hope she doesn't get embarrassed by me sharing this, but when I interviewed Savannah when I was looking for the partner support team, Savannah herself in her own personal life prior to joining Ariix has had a significant transformation in her own health. And so when she says, if you have any questions or concerns, just give us a call at partner support, she absolutely 100% means that. And she'll be able to sit there and talk to your people and counsel them through any sorts of questions that they have when you participate in a program like this. So she's done a phenomenal job, and I thank her for that. And like I said, the interest is amping up, Jules. As we get closer to the D date, and we just wanted to make sure that the topic of our call tonight was about the Slenderize competition and the fantastic products that we have that go into them. One of the problems you have when you are talking about encapsulated products from a business perspective or a sharing perspective or trying to get somebody excited about being in our business is that when you're taking what I would call nutraceuticals, it normally takes 2 to 3 weeks for people to actually have a demonstrable change or see a difference. The great things about the Slenderize drops, and particularly the powdered product that we've got in the packs, is people will notice a result within 2 days, almost in the same day. So I think I shared on Facebook, one of my biggest problems is sleep. And that's part of the reason why I can ride a bike for 15, 20 Ks, no problems. I'm probably not the fastest person in the world, but I can ride a bike, no problems. But I always seem to have problems losing weight around my waist. And I discovered that one of the big contributors to that is the fact that I'm not getting enough sleep. And a lot of your weight loss will take place when you're in that deep sleep. So working late nights, working for international companies, which I have done for the last 12 years, and having to stay up for conference calls because it's 9 o'clock in Chicago, and basically it putting my adrenals under stress. And what do your adrenals do? Your adrenals produce cortisol, and when you produce excessive cortisol, When you're a bloke like me that's not out, tackling 3 nights a week and playing, 90 minutes of football on the weekend, you can't burn up that cortisol, and so it just gets converted to fat. And since I've been on the program, I seriously can't stay awake past 11 or 11:30, and I sleep right through till 5 or 6 a.m. the next morning. And I have not done that, I've got to tell you, in years and years and years. So, that's one of the great things about our products. People will notice things like that almost straight away. So, fantastic. And thank you, Savannah. I'll just, we've had a couple of messages here. Just let me see if there's anything that needs clarifying or questioning. No, thank you so much for all your positive comments. Everybody seems to be excited with the information that we shared. Again, thank you, Jules, for your time and your knowledge, and Savannah, thanks for all the work that you've done. And yep, so not in 2 Monday nights' time is our next Ariix Live. Put it in your diaries, and we are launching a brand new product, and we have a fantastic guest presenter, and we look forward to sharing that with you, and welcoming you to our next call. So don't forget. Our special guest presenter next week is Heather. Our next call is Heather Pointer. And if you've heard Heather speak, she is fantastic. So thanks, everyone.
Thanks, Jimbo.
Thank you.
No problem.
Thanks, Jules. I'm so proud of you.
I'll unmute everybody so you can all say good night. And
Thank you, everyone. That was awesome. Thank you. Good night.
Good night.
Bye.
Thanks,
Good night.
guys. Bye.
Bye.